Hi everyone, welcome to Life Tips by Ning. In today's video, I'm sharing the explanation for the ninth hexagram in I Ching called small harvest. So on the surface, it means accumulation, gradually accumulate enough resources. And the connection with the prior hexagram togetherness is pretty logical because the number 8 hexagram is like two people walking together, helping each other out. So that implies when people get together, the naturally form and start to accumulate a lot of resources, wealth, and connectivity amongst multiple people. So it naturally leads to this small harvest phenomena. But the surface level meaning is gradual progress and accumulation, but the real meaning is like if you land on this hexagram, it means you're still in the preparation phase. It's still small, you're not ready yet, you're still in this accumulation phase. Don't rush into achieving the final results because you're in this preparation phase. The final outcome is not ready for you yet. You might run into certain obstacles or challenges before you're able to reach the final outcome. So that's the buried in kind of derived meaning for this hexagram. We can also see that meaning from the image because the external triagram is wind. Wind means it's invisible, it's not touchable, it's spreading everywhere. And the inside triagram is heaven. That represents the pure Yang's energy. It's strong motivation to achieve, to take action. So if I compare this image to a natural phenomena, it's like we have a lot of heavy cloud forming above the sky, but because of it's still windy, it's blowing it. It's in this accumulation phase before it's able to rain. But it's not ready to rain yet. It's still this heavy cloudy phase. And another example is like internally, I have this strong drive to achieve something. Like I'm waving a sword in the sky, right? I have this strong will to cut something off to achieve something. But look at my external environment. I'm cutting a sharp sword into the wind. That gives you a really vivid image of even though your internal drive is super strong, unfortunately, your external environment is not really conducive to achieving anything. You're just kind of wasting your energy, waving around and not getting anything. So it implies that we're not ready yet. This whole hexagram is about the taming power of the yin. Be patient. Prepare yourself more. Make sure you're ready before you take action. So diving into individual lines, this first line, even though it's part of this yang heaven triagram, but the blessing part is I know I'm in the initial phase. I know I'm not ready yet. It has a really cool and accurate self-awareness. That's why it's able to self-correct and hold back this strong Yang's drive and motivation to take action. It's actually able to recognize the whole situation and self-correct from action-oriented to preparation and inverted direction. So because of that smart self-awareness, I'm able to return myself to due course and I can lead to a fairly fortunate result. And so if you do your prediction and land on this one as your primary answer, just do not take any action. Like don't start a new like a self-employed business. Don't start a new relationship or partnership. Stay back and keep your status quo, your old way and normal course of life. That is the wisdom for this one. And moving to the second line, even though it's still a young line and it's getting closer to this desire, But the fortunate part is in the middle position, which is a more favorable position for the whole hexagram. And because of the gentle persuasion and influence by my friend, the first line is able to coach me and give me that smart self-awareness. It's the same thing. Because of my friend's influence and gentle persuasion, I'm also able to take this action of be more reserved, retreat, rather than taking action and being aggressive. And because of my allies and friendship, both of them are able to return to their normal way of life and being able to prevent any disaster from happening. That's a kind of self-preservation way because of the clear self-awareness, because they're very closely follow the true spirit of this overall hexagram, right? It's about preparation, self-awareness, be more patient and don't take action. Because the first two are able to deliver that, they have naturally really positive results. But the same cannot be said for the third line, because this guy is so close to the temptation. I'm now able to hold back like my other friends. This guy is like super kind of overconfident. I want to force forward. I want to just fight with you head down, and that leads to breakdown and disaster. The original line description says you're kind of a wheel in the old cart, that because you take this Yang's approach, you want to keep on moving, keep on rolling, that you eventually spin yourself off the spoke of that cart and you're rolling off to like off the hill or something. So that's a very bad, dangerous position. So if you land on this line, the wisdom is actually do the opposite. If you're able to calm yourself down and do the opposite, you're able to kind of correct your course and minimize the damaging results. For example, take a more yin approach. What is a yin approach? Retrieve, don't fight, don't go head on and creating conflict. Back down, no matter what you think your position is, even though you think it's unfair, or I need to advocate my right. The timing is wrong. You don't have favorable condition around you. So the smartest thing to do if you land on this one is to take an yin approach and back down. And that can prevent a lot of really, really bad and dangerous results. The fourth one is the only yin line amongst the entire hexagram. So this is the main spirit of the hexagram. It's like one yin surrounded by 5 yang lines. How is he gonna survive, right? The smart thing to do is not go head on head like straight conflict, because I don't have a chance of winning. Those yang lines are super strong. So the smart thing to do is first be cautious. I'm super aware of my surroundings and the threat around me. So I'm super cautious. And because of that cautious attitude, I'm able to take a very reserved and trustworthy and truthful approach to kind of connect with them, combine with them, kill them with my kindness. That's the spirit of the fourth line. And because you're able to do that, you can avoid a lot of disaster and come into a mutual way. Because I'm still in this preparation phase. I'm not gonna poke with a strong enemy. I'd rather just kind of embrace it, show you my truthness and kindness and authentic spirit to earn you over, so I can prevent the conflict situation. Another example for this one, how it's able to use trust to avert disaster, is like I'm also really into ancient civilizations and this history, and they were saying why ancient China, even despite all this like Mongolian invasion or the later Qing dynasty's invasion, why is that Chinese civilization kind of continued over thousands of years without sudden disruption or like a change in new direction, right? That's the spirit of this fourth line. It's about earning their respect. So the foreign, the external outsiders, even though they conquer the original China with force, with strong army, but culturally they respect the wisdom so much, like I Ching or the Confucianism or Buddhism, whatever it is, right? They respect it, they become part of it. Eventually you kind of blend in and blending different external ingredients, but your core stays true. So that's the power of yin, how this little weak yin can survive amongst this super strong yang's threat surrounding it. And moving to the fifth line, this is the supposed to be the guy with power, like the emperor's position. Because of this yin's skillful support, finally with this patience and gradual accumulation, it pays off. I'm able to see wealth and the outcome of this day by day savings, day by day accumulation. So because of this mutual support, I'm able to achieve prosperity, and in return I want to share it rather than be selfish and use it myself, right? So it's emphasizing this partnership relationship, and when you finally succeed and achieve the wealth or accumulation, whatever your desired outcome is, make sure you pay it back. Make sure you share it with the contributors so they can continue to help you in the future. But those both the fourth and fifth lines are fairly positive ones. If you follow their spirit, right? If you do the opposite thing, then the results will change again. And last but not least is the top line. This is saying finally all this cloud gathered together. We finished this whole process. Now you're at the end stage of this small harvest hexagram, meaning it poured, it rained, it's done raining. So you already achieve your phase one success and completion. Once you achieve it, stop. Don't be greedy. Because if you're greedy, you're arrogant, you think I can do more, that will evoke a lot of danger down the road. The line description is like, think about the moon. It's waxing and waning, it's full moon and new moon. This is a stage that you're close to the full moon. You already reaped your rewards. You got what you wanted through this patience and gradual accumulation. And you ran through all these challenges and hurdles. But don't be so arrogant and proud of yourself, but instead be humble and stay humble, because you know what's gonna come next. Your moon will shrink and wane again. So take this humble attitude and stop going, stop pursuing, take a break. That's the right approach. So this is a quick explanation of the entire ninth hexagram. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye.